This is my desk setup, but it took some time to get here. And over the years of working from home, I've had my fair share of frustrations, things intermittently working, discomfort, and just general inconvenience. But after reading Atomic Habits by James Clear some time ago, one line really stuck with me. You don't have to be the victim of your environment, you can also be the architect of it. So I started to make small changes, and over time, this is the setup I have so far. So whether you're working remotely, full-time or part-time, I hope sharing my setup gives you some ideas and inspiration. Hi, my name is Chen, a software engineer based in London, and this is the setup I use every day. So let's start with the machine. I've used Windows machines, Intel Macs. I've heard fans spin up like a jet engine just because it's a warm day. And I have one too many browser tabs open, but this one has changed everything. It handles all my coding needs. I can run multiple Docker containers, run LLM models locally. I can have a video call and share my screen without the machine freezing on me. Heck, I can edit 4K YouTube videos in Final Cut Pro. And yes, you've probably guessed it, it's the one and only MacBook Pro M1 Pro. All with a modest 16 gigs of RAM, and it's still serving me well to this day. And now this MacBook is about 3.5 years old, and over time it's naturally filled up with stuff. My 1 terabyte of storage is slowly but surely running out of space. And when that happens, you've generally got two choices. Option 1, empty the trash, that's easy. Then spend an hour or two digging around through files and folders trying to figure out what's safe to delete. Or 2, let a piece of software do the heavy lifting. And this is where today's sponsor comes in, Clean My Mac. With a simple click of a button, I can use the cleanup feature, and within a few minutes, it has revealed hundreds of gigs of data that can be potentially deleted. What I like is that you're still in control. You can review what's taking up the most space and choose what to delete. And if that's not enough, Clean My Mac has a feature to declutter your home folder, or you can target a particular directory where it can identify large files and duplicate files for you to review and potentially delete. And if you find your Mac on boot a little bit sluggish, well, you can use the performance feature where it will show you all the login items that automatically open on launch and background processes that are running. Then you can review which are not needed. Or if you just want an all-in-one scan of your Mac, Clean My Mac's Smart Scan feature checks for potential junk files, malware, performance tasks to run, apps to update, and any other files that need a bit of decluttering. What I like is how simple and intuitive the UI is, no hunting around, no weird menus, and honestly, it can save hours that would otherwise be spent manually digging through files and folders. If you're interested, there's a link in the description below with a discount code. Use ChenClean10 for 10% off. They offer both monthly and annual subscriptions. They do offer a one-time payment for a perpetual license as well. Big thanks to Clean My Mac for sponsoring this part of the video. Now, what better pairing for the MacBook Pro other than the Apple Studio display? It works flawlessly. Every time I plug it in, it just works. With just a simple cable, I can connect the monitor and charge my MacBook at the same time. I get a few extra USB-C ports on the back, a fantastic 6-speaker setup. It's a great monitor for coding as well as video editing. Is it expensive? Annoyingly, yes. Is it worth it? Unfortunately, yes. And what's that at the top of the monitor, I hear you say? Well, that's the Xiaomi light bar. I've had this for some time. Once you have one, I don't think you can go back. Why? Because it helps keep the monitor area illuminated, and on those grey days in London or when the sun starts to set, it's easier on the eyes and less eye strain. It comes with a wireless remote control where you can control the brightness, color temperature, and turn it on and off. Some might say it ruins the look of the Apple Studio display, and yeah, I agree somewhat. But at this time, I feel that my eyesight and health is more important than aesthetic looks, so that's staying where it is. And what would a desk setup be without a dedicated keyboard? I've used a few keyboards in my time, but this one has to be my favorite so far. It's a balance between size, customizability, sound, and quality. And it's this, the Keychron Q1 Pro. It's a compact 75% wireless mechanical keyboard. It has a dial which is handy for volume control. I like the fact it doesn't take up too much space on the desk. It has a dedicated function keys, a must for software development. If you know, you know. And the best part, solid aluminium, built like a tank. The switches and keycaps are hot swappable, and with some personal and custom modifications, they sound pretty good. Oh, and to complete the setup, a nice little wooden wrist rest to pair it with, because, well, you gotta take care of those wrists. In terms of mice, I've used cheap ones, expensive ones, but my favorite are the original MX Master, MX Master 2S, and MX Vertical Ergonomic. I would probably recommend any of these, especially if you experience any discomfort or RSI on the wrist. They have certainly helped me with my wrist pain in the past, but I'm not a medical professional, so please don't sue me. Now, in terms of laptop stand, I was looking for something simple, something functional, something that looks good. I see people using Grovemade, Ugmonk, and Oakwood. They all have something in common. They all look great, but a bit out of my price range. So instead, I opted for this, the all aluminium height adjustable laptop stand with soft rubber pads to prevent scratches on your laptop. All for a cool $20 from Amazon. Does it hold my MacBook Pro 16-inch? Yes. Is it sturdy? Yes. Does it look minimal with no large logo branding? Yes. Is it cheap and cheerful? Indeed it is. And what better way to make use of my iPad mini whilst I work is to have it as an additional screen. I'll usually have a music player displayed so it frees up my laptop screen, or I'll have some monitoring metrics so that I can keep track of any software releases that have just gone out. And sometimes, not often, I may have a podcast playing so I can listen to it in the background whilst I work. Now, I try to keep my workspace organized and distraction free and have designated areas for certain things. And as Marie Kondo says, the essence of effective storage is to designate a spot for every last thing you own. And this is the reason I have the Anker MagSafe mount. This is where my iPhone lives on my desk. It's always there when I need it and has an area to charge my AirPods. It's tilt adjustable, and you can have your phone in portrait mode or landscape mode. Now let's talk productivity. And as a software engineer, being productive means knowing some shortcut keys. And no, I'm not talking just Control-C and Control-V. No. I'm talking about shortcuts that make you a bit more efficient, saves time and frustration, but one can only remember so many shortcuts. And this is where the Stream Deck comes in. I originally thought the Stream Deck was specific for video streamers, but it can do so much more. And thanks to a wide range of third-party plugins, you can do almost anything. I've configured buttons to switch audio output devices, one to switch audio to the Apple Studio Display speakers, and the other to switch to headphones when I need to make work calls. I can mute and unmute, turn the camera on and off. I also have a tool called Rectangle, and paired with the Stream Deck, at the press of a button, bam! Split screen, baby. Oh yeah. And as I like to listen to music whilst I work, I can pause and skip tracks easily. I even have a button configured to control a Philips Hue light. And there's even more room for page 2, which is a bit in the works, so yeah, I'm working on that. And supporting all this is the fully Jarvis standing desk. Been using this for over 3 years now with 4 memory presets, which only 2 of them I use. I can stand when I want, sit when I want, and this helps me focus sometimes because standing can get me more engaged and puts me in a different headspace. And underneath is where I have all my cable management. Don't worry, I'll get there soon for all you cable management lovers out there. But before we do that, I just want to cover my very nice desk mat that I found on Amazon. It provides a zoned area for my keyboard and mouse with a soft touch whilst working on my desk. I used to have a felt one before, and while it looked nice at first, over time it started to bubble and wear unevenly. So I decided to switch to something more practical. This one's made of synthetic leather, and honestly, I don't mind because 1, it's cheap. If I spill anything, I can wipe it down easily. And 2, unlike felt, it doesn't bubble over time. And for those that like a bit of cable management and still tuned in, well, here it is. But don't get too excited. I have cable ties, I have sticky cable ties. I have a cable desk tray to hold a power extension, a USB-C hub, and all other cables that need hiding. I also have this inexpensive cable sleeve, which helps keep those loose cables grouped together and organized, and a cable box to keep another power extension and other unsightly cables out of sight. And every now and then I like to keep a notebook beside me, whether it's for quick notes or a simple to-do list for the day. It removes friction, and there's something about pen and paper that makes things satisfying when crossing things out. And to keep the rest of my desk tidy, I use a small wooden tray to keep those loose items in one place. And let's not forget, whilst you are sitting most of the day, why not invest in a comfortable chair? And I did exactly that. This is the Steelcase ThinkTask chair, which I've had for some time. I got this second hand from a local refurbished retailer. It has a nice long mesh back support, adjustable height and armrest, and of course, wheels. And the other thing I don't see or hear many people talk about, but adds another level of comfort, is a footrest. Nothing fancy, it's soft, comfy, large enough to support my feet, and it's reasonably affordable and makes such a big difference. And that's my home office desk setup as a software engineer working from home here in London. I hope I gave you some ideas and inspiration for your own space. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next one.